Hi ladies, Emma here again with a very quick video to compare the Younique blending buds with the original Beauty Blender. Now these are both makeup application sponges. You're going to use these wet or damp to apply your concealer, foundation, BB cream, anything you want, powders even to your face. So you saturate them under a tap, wring out the water, and then you put some product maybe on the back of your hand, dip them in, and then you're going to press and bump that product into your skin. So the first main difference is these are both wet, these are both damp, and the Younique blending bud has kept its original shape and size. It hasn't expanded. This bad boy here, the original Beauty Blender, has increased maybe 2 or 3 times its original size. It was probably about that size, dry. So this has got much bigger. The Younique sponge is damp, but it's kept its shape, original shape, and its point. Whereas the Beauty Blender has kind of lost that defined point. It's not as sharp. This one is much more firm, much more dense. The Beauty Blender is, when it's wet, is much softer. Personal preference, when I'm applying my makeup, I kind of prefer that this is a little bit more dense. I find that it kind of distributes and presses in that product much more quicker and easier. The overall finish from your makeup is very similar, but for me this one's slightly quicker. I like the fact it's kept its kind of defined shape for under the eyes. The massive difference for me is when you wash them. The Younique one washes really nice and easy, and the water runs clear. Once your makeup's out, it's clear. If you've ever had a Beauty Blender, girls, you will know the water runs like fluorescent pink, literally like the colour of the sponge. This has been washed maybe 4 or 5 times. It was probably a lot more brighter when it was brand new, but that water just loses so much of its colour, and I'm a little bit fearful now that perhaps when it's wet that I am transferring a tiny little bit of that colour onto my skin, and I don't like that, if I'm honest. But the Younique sponge, this has been washed the same amount of times. It doesn't lose its colour, that water runs clear, so I prefer that. And when you have to be careful with any sponge, because they're really easy to tear through with your nail if you've got long nails or false nails. When I first ever bought a Beauty Blender, I ripped straight through it with my nail when I washed it the first time, and I probably literally cried. Because the Younique sponge is slightly more firm and dense, I think that you're probably going to get more out of this sponge. I think it will last a little bit longer. I think it'll be much more difficult to rip through this one with your nail. And because it's a bit more firm and a bit more dense, these sponges after a while kind of break down a little, and this one's already showing signs of wear and tear, and I've probably washed it 5 times. This one still looks brand new. So this one is winning for that again. Price point, the original Beauty Blender is £16, I believe, and you get a small solid cleanser with it. The Younique blending bud comes in a set of 2. You can't buy them on their own. You get this purple one and a slightly smaller pink one for £20 for 2. So for me, I'd probably rather spend a few more pounds and get 2 than one with a cleanser, because the cleanser really doesn't, it is good, the cleanser, don't get me wrong, the cleanser is really nice, but it doesn't last very long. You can get smaller blending Beauty Blenders. There's tiny green ones, but I kind of think that they're so small, I'm not really the control in them. I mean, they're probably perfect for under eye, but they're just tiny, whereas the smaller one you get with this is probably 3/4 the size, and for me, for concealer, I prefer the pink, the size of that one. Overall finish, like I said, pretty much the same. So for me, if I had to choose, I'm going to go with the Younique blending bud. I like the fact it's more firm and more dense. I like the fact it doesn't lose all its colour when you wash it. I like the fact that it keeps its shape whilst it's wet. And value for money, I believe you probably get more uses out of this guy. So there you have it. But they're both fantastic, and I recommend that you pick up either one, because they really do change the way your foundation applies. It smooths out, if it stops smearing, and they're both really lovely. But overall, the winner for me is the Younique blending bud. So there you go, similar products, but with quite a few differences. So I thought I wanted to just quickly share that with you. I'm waffling now, so I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you soon.